Hi, Internet friends. It's Tim Schrock from Design Build Solutions. On today's Tech Tip Tuesday, I want to talk to you about the multiple uses, several of the uses that I use wall hatching tools. So let's get started. I am working in Chief Architect Premier version X14, but I've been using this method for quite a long time. So this really can go back many versions of Chief Architect. I want to show you on the left of my screen here. I've shown an example of an existing as-built plan, and I am proposing that on the right-hand side of the screen, that we're going to add on this space here in the yellow walls. Now my system has any white walls, whether it's 2x4, 2x6, concrete, CMU, or otherwise. White means that's an existing wall, and colored or hatched means that it's a new proposed wall. And in my case, I have chosen yellow as indicating 2x6 walls. Blue is 2x4. So on the left, you can see that I am proposing so here we go. On the left, this is the existing plan, and I'm in my CD plan view set on my existing plan, and I'm going to switch to my reference existing plan. Now I have to I've set this up in the saved plan views in my template, but I still need to kind of connect it to the new plan. So I'm going to click on the number 1 floor reference layer, and I'm going to, this is somewhat new to back to what, version 11 or 12, that we can reference floors, reference other plans. I think it's 12, reference other plans, but so I'm going to, since I've got the new plan open, it shows up in my drop down right here. So I'm going to click on Hatching New Plan, and I'm just going to move it down. In this case, whether I want to show the reference display layer set, which would be all the reference layers that are on are red, or I've set up a reference display existing layer set so that all layers that are on are a gray dashed line. So now you can see where the new proposed plan is going to be. Okay, so I need to remove these windows, and I also notice that, see this 5'8" door opening is difficult to tell here, but let's change this on this side to 60 inches, and you can kind of see where that's at now. All right, so on my existing plan, I'm going to show that I'm going to demo this spot for the door opening. When I click on my existing, wall hatching tool, I have created my custom toolbars so that wall hatching is right up here. You can notice that if you go into your wall tools, if you've got it set up as drop downs, you can select the drop down here. Or if you've got set up as the child tools, if any of the wall tools, your wall hatching is right here. Or you can go to build wall hatching. I'm going to delete that wall hatching and click once on the wall. Now the whole length of the wall is going to be hatched. And hatch also covers the whole width of the wall, all the layers of the wall. So I'm going to select that. Because I'm in wall hatching mode, I can select the wall hatch right there. And on my keyboard, I'm going to press C for concentric and drag one end of this hatch down toward the middle. And you can see how that hatch starts moving on both sides because I'm holding the C key, the concentric key. And now I can just move that over to the gray dashed line where I'm going to be putting the opening. the cased opening. And I can notate that, hey, I'm removing this window, move window infill as required, right? And just copy that over here to this window as well. Okay, fantastic. I come over here and I can do the same thing in reverse. I'm going to reference existing plan, and I need to press the number 1 key on my floor here and select the existing plan here. I'm going to move it down so that its draw order is beneath. I don't want to see gray dash lines on top of all the other lines here. And let's leave it as reference display layer set, and you'll see why I don't want the red. I want, let's set that to the reference display existing layer set. And the reference existing saved plan view and the reference display existing are custom plan views and layer sets that I set up in my template for this purpose. Let's throw in real quick over here. Let's say I've got an interior wall that I'm going to remove as well. I don't know why I've got doorways here. These are supposed to be windows. Let's just clean up this model. So you can see the windows are coming through on that reference display. So I'm just going to select these windows and Control C on my PC. If you're on a Mac, use Command C. And on a Mac, you'd be using Command Option V. On your PC, it's Control Alt V for paste hold position. All right. So let's say I removed this wall as well in the demo plan. So I'm going to go back to my hatching and demo that wall. So, right, demo this wall. And on this, I'm going to demo wall, prepare for new cased opening. Okay. Now I'm in my proposed plan here in the reference existing plan layer set. And you'll notice the dashed wall now that got removed, the windows, the dashed lines for the windows that got removed. I'm going to click on my wall hatching tool and click on this wall. And then I'm not going to use concentric this time. I'm just going to drag this down so that I can see where the dashed lines are for the window. Drag this up and over here. And then I'm going to click one more time. We're using my wall hatching tool and drag this down. You'll notice that because I've got one wall hatching already, the second wall hatch is not going to expand it beyond that first wall hatch all the way to the end of the wall. It's just going to go right up to the first wall hatch. So I'm just resizing this approximately to where the windows are. Now that I've got that selected, once I've placed and sized the wall hatching in the whole floor plan, I will do in my wall hatching mode, I will do a shift and drag across the whole plan and select all of them so that I can open them and do a fill style of solid and change it to the blue color probably the blue color that shows 2x4 fill. Now, if it's a 2x6 fill, for my system, I'd use yellow fill. Okay, so that indicates where, hey, look, you need to fill in these areas with studs. Okay, so that's two ways that I use wall hatching. One is to show the demolition walls. One is to show the infill walls, infilled locations. And then the third way I use it is for wind bracing. Recently, I figured this out. So I've got a wind bracing plan, saved plan, and it's going to ask me, do you want to save this reference existing plan, saved plan view? What changed was that I linked it to the existing floor plan model. And yes, I want to save that because I want to keep that link connected. All right, now it's showing the wall hatching here. And maybe I don't want to show that. So I'm going to turn off. I'm going to go into my layer sets and I'm going to hit W on my keyboard for walls. It jumps down to walkthrough path, but wall hatching right there. I'm going to turn off wall hatching. I'm going to go back here and turn off wall through lines. And note, I do have walls main layer only turned on. Now I'm going to, for the new space, I'm going to show my wind bracing. So I'm just going to click on each of these new walls and it's going to say, hey, dummy, wall hatchings is not displayed. Do you want to turn that off? Turn it on, I should say. Yes, let's turn it on for now because I need to see it. And then I'm going to select those 3 wall hatchings that I just created and I'm going to open them up. And I'm going to change this from the default walls hatching layer. I'm going to change it to CAD. So I'm typing on my keyboard, CAD wind bracing. And then I'm going to change it to a solid black. Now I can go back into my layer display options and turn wall hatching off again. And there, I've also set up my dimensions just to dimension to the sides of the openings. Now, what could be tricky here is if you don't want to show necessarily 4'6" and 4'5" of wind bracing, maybe you only need to show 3 foot and 3 foot. What would you do then? I would go in here, because the wall hatching is not something that you can actually, I don't believe, yeah, you can't actually dimension to wall hatching, which that sucks. Okay, so from here, I'm in wind bracing. I'm just going to draw a line and dimension to it and move that to 36 inches. And move my wall hatching back to that. Now, if I'm not in wall hatching mode and I go selecting this, it's going to select the wall first, and I'm just hitting tab on my keyboard to select that. I can copy paste this wall hatching right over here. And let's draw my line again and make sure that that's the 36-inch. Pretty close, right? Yeah. So let's say we need 4 feet, right? I'm just going to go here, click tab, and space it out. So there is a little bit of a trick there, but my gosh, I think that's a whole lot faster than doing polylines and trying to trace those. And, you know, I'd have to do a polyline here and a polyline here and a polyline around the corner and then a polyline here around the corner and then a polyline. To me, this is much faster. I should point out that now that I've put these wall hatchings on the CAD wind bracing layer, I go back to my reference existing plan, and that wall hatching is not visible now because that's on a separate layer that's turned off. I can go to my CD plan. I can go to my electrical plan. I can even go to my framing floor plan. And they're not turned on. Once again, because I've put this on the correct layer for what I want it, wind bracing only. All right, I hope that's helpful. Thanks so much for watching. If you enjoy this information, please click a like and subscribe down there and hit the notification bell so that you get notified each week that I release these videos and sometimes bonus videos throughout the week. All right, take care. Have a wonderful week.